Hey guys, it's Goodson. Today I'll be talking about my 3 months of using the G Pro X Superlight 2, but I'll be referring to it as the GPX2 for the rest of the video. So before swapping to this mouse for these last 3 months, I was swapping between the G303 and Viper 8K, which are both excellent mice, but they come with some flaws, like the G303 is quite heavy, and the Viper 8K was not the most comfortable mouse for me. The Viper shape just makes my hands hurt after long gaming sessions. After using this for a few months, I'll likely switch to this mouse for a few years to come, but let's get into why, starting with the wireless experience. The wireless on this mouse has been much improved, as I've had random disconnects with a lot of other wireless mice, including the G305 that I've had in the past from Logitech, but this mouse has none of those issues. On top of that, with this mouse, what's quite nice about it is, even if you've left home for a few days and you've left your mouse on, you come back home, you turn your computer on, and it will just work like a wired mouse would. Now, despite that experience, it's obviously a good idea to turn your mouse off if you're going on a vacation or something like that, but it'll probably be fine. Of course, a lot of people don't like it that it's only 2000 Hz, but 2000 Hz is already a massive improvement over 1000 Hz on a desktop, where on a 390 Hz display in my case, I see a lot less stuttering in the movement of the cursor, but of course, this might be different or less perceptible if the game handles input differently from Windows. So I've shot some 120 FPS footage, which I'll be playing back at 30 FPS. I've counted the frames on this to see how much latency there was, but at 120 FPS it was sometimes even showing movement in the same frame, so this setup is just not good enough to measure latency, but suffice to say it's great. Do keep in mind that this was actually on a fairly low workload, so this was shot on a 390Hz monitor with the mouse set to 2000Hz in Aim Beast, which just has insane mouse input handling. If I ever get my hands on something that can do like 1000 FPS, then I may redo this test, but yeah, for now it's just not in the budget. Do keep in mind that a frame of latency recorded at 120 FPS in the worst case scenario here is still excellent. The mouse is just not the problem if you're losing gunfights with this thing. So yeah, as you probably know, this just uses the old G Pro wireless and G Pro X Superlight shape, same as its predecessors. The white coating here does get a little bit dirty, as you might be able to see, but if you get a different color, it may not be as much of an issue as it is on the white one. Of course, you know, the shape is tried and tested. That also takes me to the conclusion of this review. It's a little bit disappointing that they only managed to fit in 2000 Hz, but at least it hasn't let me down once. The latency on it is great, and it hasn't disconnected on me once. I greatly appreciate that, but for €140, what I paid for it at the end of October, it better be good. That does remind me, this thing goes for 170 at most retailers. Be sure to check if there's cheaper prices from sub-retailers, because even on release, it could be a lot cheaper. Thank you for watching.